In today's video, I'm reviewing my brand new 2018 Volkswagen e-Golf. I've had the car for about a month now, and while I've been very anxious to get some more content posted on the vehicle, I wanted to wait until I had a little more time behind the wheel before I created an official review, so I give a little bit more input on my experience with the vehicle so far. If you're not familiar with the e-Golf, it's an all-electric version of the Volkswagen Golf, only sold in 10 states and the District of Columbia. Styling-wise, the e-Golf is very similar to the gasoline Golf. In my opinion, it's an advantage because there are a lot of hybrids and electric vehicles out there these days that have a very quirky, unconventional design that really scream that they're saving the environment. And I like the fact that the e-Golf is a lot more anonymous. It's got a very clean, crisp look, but you still get a lot of those benefits of an electric vehicle. And so that was a real draw for me. At the same time, one drawback of putting an electric powertrain into a gasoline vehicle is that this wasn't specifically designed to be an electric car. And a lot of newer electric cars are specifically designed for that, and there are a lot of advantages that come with that in terms of design. As far as differences in the design between the e-Golf and the gasoline Golf, starting up here at the front grille, there's not as much of a need to get air into the engine compartment to cool the engine, and so it's a little more closed off. Also makes it a little more aerodynamic. That blue stripe is unique to the e-Golf, and of course the e-Golf logo. On the lower front bumper, the e-Golf comes with a set of LED daytime running lights, which differentiate it in the Golf lineup. And then the e-Golf also comes with a unique set of 16-inch wheels that are both aerodynamic and lightweight. The tires that come stock on the e-Golf have a low rolling resistance tire, which again helps to increase the range of the vehicle. Beyond those differences, the e-Golf is essentially the same as the gasoline Golf, which is a good thing. The design of the Golf is pretty timeless, and while they've made some changes with each concurrent generation, they're usually pretty small and incremental because it's a very popular design. And while the Golf isn't hugely popular in America, it's actually one of the best-selling cars in the world in all time. You'll see that on the back of the vehicle. Got kind of a little highlight there where the exhaust would be on a gasoline vehicle. Obviously no tailpipe on the all-electric e-Golf. One cool feature on the e-Golf is that the door handle for this rear hatch is in the Volkswagen logo. Kind of unique. And then I'll show you also the backup camera is located in there. One of the design cues I really like on the e-Golf is this rear pillar. Call me weird, but for some reason it's like a mini version of the Audi R8's wing. For some reason, every time I look at it, I kind of think of that. And I've seen a few e-Golfs where this whole piece is colored a different color, aftermarket of course. So I think there are others out there that like that design cue. But overall, the e-Golf has a very nice, modern, simple, clean overall look. Again, it's nice that it's an electric vehicle that doesn't scream electric. You don't need to let everybody know that you're driving an electric vehicle. It just kind of fits in with everything else that's out there, and yet at the same time has a nice, clean, upscale look. Now, the e-Golf is available in a few different trim packages. Used to be offered with a limited package, which was discontinued with the refresh in 2017. It's now offered only in an SE or SEL package. This is the SE package, which is the base model. SEL is the higher spec model. With the SEL, you get an upgraded headlight, which has LED inserts. Looks very similar to this design-wise, but there's some little LEDs that are in here. They've got a really nice look to them. And then the SEL comes with a few other upgrades on the interior, including leather and a larger center screen. Unfortunately, the pricing on the SEL is also significantly higher. The SEL starts at $30,500, while the SEL starts at $37,400. So while I seriously considered it when I bought this vehicle, just didn't feel like I could justify spending almost $7,000 to get LED headlights in leather. Obviously there are a number of other features that come with that as well, but those are the main things that I would have really wanted. The electrical hookup for the e-Golf is right here where the gasoline door would be on a normal vehicle. There is an option to get a DC fast charger, which would be located just to the right of this charger. It's about a $1,000 option. Allows the vehicle to fast charge at a charging station, or if you have one installed at your house. In those instances, you can get about 80% of the power in an hour recharged. For my purposes, I'm planning on driving the vehicle mostly in town, and so just plugging into a normal outlet at my house tends to charge the vehicle overnight with my daily usage. If you were to drain the battery entirely, it won't probably charge overnight. The e-Golf does come with a charger that you can plug into a standard outlet, so there's no need to buy anything additional unless you have that need for fast charging. Now, one of the main changes that came with the 2017 refresh of the e-Golf is that they increased the battery capacity from 24.2 kilowatt hours to 35.8. That resulted in about a 50% increase in range from 84 miles to 125 miles. You'll see that because this is a gasoline vehicle with essentially an electric battery and motors thrown in and isn't designed specifically around that, you end up with a lot of empty space in here. So that's one of those things that in future Volkswagen electric models that are being designed currently specifically for electric, they'll be able to make a lot of changes and increases in efficiency by designing all of that around the vehicle. The e-Golf has two motors, one for each wheel at the front. And then the battery pack is basically under the passenger compartment, so under the seats. They've got the battery pack stored in there, and then in the rear hatch. One thing that I found after buying the vehicle, I tried to get some rubber floor mats, all weather, and they're slightly different because right here under this piece is that battery pack. In a normal Golf, this would be flat going under the seat there. Again, the interior of the e-Golf is essentially the same as your standard Golf. No real significant changes in that sense. Given that this is the SE model with very few options, it's got a really nice overall appearance and a nice level of standard features. One of the other changes that they made for 2017 is the center screen increased in size compared to the older versions. We've got push button start standard, as well as automatic unlocking, locking of the doors. Heated front driver and passenger seats, dual zone climate control. There's a number of other unique features in terms of climate control to help with efficiency of the vehicle. Up around the front dash, you can see on the left where the tachometer would typically be. It's got basically the recuperation is in the green. So anytime that you're braking or coasting, the vehicle is going to recuperate power in that green area. When it's in the blue, then you're using power. Down here on the bottom right, that little dial is essentially your fuel gauge, and so it lets you know where you're at overall in terms of electric power. But beyond all that, it's basically the same as a Golf. Got plenty of vehicle functions controlled from the steering wheel. There's another upgrade with the 2017 models that comes standard with a leather wrapped steering wheel and those controls on the steering wheel. Overall, the SE model has a much cleaner look than the older versions. Came out in 15 and 16. The seats also improved. So in the earlier versions of the e-Golf, these were a two-tone seat that stained pretty easily. And the newer seats have a much nicer appearance. Of course, you got power windows, you got power door locks, mirrors, also heated mirror. One other thing that's unique, and I don't know that you can see it on the video, is that it's got a heated windshield, and that helps with efficiently clearing ice off the window. Using the heat and air conditioning, the e-Golf uses a lot of power. Go ahead and turn on the vehicle real quick. Unique thing, of course, about electric vehicles is that when the power's on, you can hardly tell because there's no gas engine running. See, I'm just up to 555 miles. Shows my current range is 107. The vehicle, currently it's got climate control set at 72. You'll see that if I turn this off, that range will increase from 107 to 130. Overall, I've been finding that I get more than 125 out of the vehicle in terms of range. I haven't fully experienced, all the range potential, but I'll update future videos that tell a little more about that. Obviously, it comes with AM, FM radio. It's got Sirius XM. You can control your phone through Bluetooth or connecting it directly to the vehicle. Obviously, it's got Bluetooth as well for making calls. Overall, the whole infotainment system is very intuitive and easy to use. It's got a really nice setup. The sound system in the vehicle has really good sound quality as well. One thing I like about the vehicle is that the backup camera is extremely large. Using the full size of that screen really helps with backing up. My other vehicles, a 2016 Tacoma and 2013 Audi Q5, have much smaller screens. And the view is fairly limited, so it's nice having that with this vehicle. You'll see here on the drive modes, there's an option for B. That's the recuperation mode. So if we shift all the way into that, when the vehicle is running, it's basically a single pedal operation where I can use just the gas pedal to drive. And when I let off the gas pedal, the vehicle will automatically recuperate power. You'll see this needle go off to the left. I've actually got a video that describes that in more detail. I'll post a link to that in the description below. But there's a few modes of that recuperation. So you can either do that highest recuperation mode that's right there, or I can shift back into drive mode, and then I can hit this to the left to change recuperation modes, or I can put it in the right to change back. And you'll see here up on the screen. So recuperation mode 1 is the least recuperation. The vehicle will coast a little less than normal and start recuperating that power in stage 1. In stage 2, it'll recuperate a little more. Stage 3 will be the most. That's the equivalent of that B mode. And so, again, you can watch that other video if you want to know a little bit more about that. The vehicle will also recuperate power if you just have your foot on the brake. So there's a few different ways to recuperate that power. Obviously, with this vehicle being all electric, it's important to be as efficient as possible with that range because of range anxiety. Recuperating allows you to increase that range, so when you're driving downhill or slowing down from highway speeds, allows you to recuperate some of that power. Basically works like a hybrid system. So without a doubt, my favorite thing about the e-Golf is how fun it is to drive. Starting with the fact that it's got really small dimensions that create a really effortless driving experience. Whether you're driving down a narrow street, pulling into a tight parking spot, or backing up, it's just super easy to drive. Also, because of those small dimensions and having all four wheels positioned out at the corners with a battery pack in the bottom of the vehicle that's very heavy and low, you end up with a really low center of gravity, and the vehicle offers really excellent cornering, very much a go-kart-like driving experience. Because the e-Golf is German, you also get a really nice high level of refinement. And so not only does the interior have really top-notch high-quality materials with great attention to detail, but the driving experience is superb. The suspension offers a really nice balance between great cornering and absorbing a lot of the bumps in the road. The steering's got a really nice tight feel, and then obviously because it's an electric vehicle, you get instant torque and a very linear power transfer. And so accelerating in the vehicle is very effortless and it's very smooth. In addition to that, electric vehicles are very quiet, and so the interior of the vehicle, you could just get a really peaceful, surreal driving experience. In addition to all of that, because electric vehicles are so quiet, you get a really peaceful driving experience. So that's a review of my 2018 Volkswagen e-Golf. I've got many more videos in the works. If you're interested in watching them, subscribe to my channel so you get notifications when those are posted. If you have any comments or questions, leave those in the section below. In the meantime, thanks for watching.